I've got a few passages of some of the authors. Ultimately, yeah, I asked them to just come on and talk a little bit about themselves and give us their number one marketing secret in the last decade. So you're going to hear it straight from some of the co-authors from Million Dollar Dads. And don't forget, on Thursday, November 19th, between 1 and 3 o'clock, go buy the Million Dollar Dads book. It's 99 cents. It's less than a coffee. You can do it. And I promise you, you'll get value out of it, in addition to all the other bonuses. And my link is ericmdd.com. Hey guys, what's up? It's Eric from Performance Marketer Podcast. Great to be here with you guys today. And I've got some cool stuff to talk about with you. First, we're going to talk about a new book I am co-authoring, which is something I never thought I would be doing, is actually writing a book. And I'll give you guys a little bit more detail on that. And I want to give you an update on what's going on with me. Because for the first time in about a year, I actually missed a podcast. We usually launch our podcast every Thursday for 52 weeks plus. And about a week and a half ago, something crazy happened to me, and I like had this massive back pain, was throwing up. I was getting the chills and sweating, and it was just something that's like never happened to me before. I ended up in the ER. I was there from like 10 o'clock at night to like 4 a.m. We thought it was a kidney stone. They ruled that out. All kinds of stuff. Took an ultrasound, a CAT scan, and it ended up where I went home, and it was like 4 a.m. My kids were home alone. My wife, Allie, took me to the ER and was like unbelievable. Stayed with me the whole time. And we went home, and I guess it was muscular, but bottom line was I was in bed for like 10 days straight. I couldn't walk. And that hasn't happened to me ever. I mean, when I was 20, I played baseball at the University of Maryland, and I ended up hurting my back my junior year. I had a herniated disc in the L4, L5, and I ended up getting surgery that summer. But I don't remember it being that bad. I remember playing with pain, but I was able to walk. I was obviously able to play baseball. This was like, man, like I could not walk. I was in bed for 10 days. I was taking like some pain relief, and I just couldn't think straight. So I wasn't able to really do a lot of work. And it kind of just, it made me think about things a little bit on just things that we take for granted. Just being able to walk, being able to go out and make a living and hang out with your family, and the opportunities that are out there. And it's like, there are times when like we all get lazy and we run away from our fears and whatever that is. And we procrastinate as entrepreneurs, and we don't get things done. And then suddenly something happens to you, and all of a sudden you change. And you're like, man, I wish I could just do that. And I kind of felt that a little bit. And thankfully, nothing really bad happened to me. But it was like a wake-up call on like all the things that you take for granted. And I just wanted to like tell anybody that's listening to this that if you're in that place, just take a step back, because you've got a lot of great things in your life. And what we do is we tend to look at what we don't have. We don't look at what we do have. And if you have family, if you have friends, if you have the opportunity, if the opportunity is just there for you, that's enough. Because there's a lot of people that don't have that opportunity. And take it and run with it. And don't worry, because everything's going to work out. Guarantee it. But for me, so thankfully, 2 days ago, I ended up miraculously feeling a lot better, thankfully. And I was able to get up, walk around, and I started working. And the last few days have been awesome. I've been on fire. I haven't slept. I have so many ideas. I'm excited. I'm working hard, and it's fun. It's like I'm rejuvenated. But I had a little scare out there, and I'm back. But so that's why there was no podcast episode last week. So I missed the first one in a very long time. So I'm making up for it. And what I decided to do was do something kind of cool and special with the excitement of the book that we're launching. So let me tell you about the book. But before I do that, if anybody's watching this, anybody notice I have this gray beard? Yeah. So Allie, Ashley, and Zach hate it. They're begging me to shave it. But every year in November, I always do the no shave. Are you guys familiar with like the Movember? It's all about men's health. It's about creating awareness for men's health, prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and just overall men's health. And it's all about raising money for research and being able to just get people aware, right? Most men, my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer a few years back. It was scary. I didn't know anything about it. Thankfully, it was early, and he's in a good place, and to a place where we're not really having to deal with it. But what I learned was like almost all men, 65 plus, like a very high percentage of them have some sort of prostate cancer. Like there's men that die that never knew they had prostate cancer because it's so low in their levels. But the thing is that it can happen to all of us. So, 1 month out of the year, I'm allowed to be lazy and not shave. The kicker of it is I started doing it a few years ago, right? And all of a sudden, when I start growing a beard, there's this gray. I'm gray. I'm old. Man, like, look at this. I got it. I'm like a dog that has like this belly of white hair, and it's kind of cool. I like it. No, my family doesn't, but it's funny because like I'll go shave and I'll look like a little kid, like got out of grade school, and people will joke that you look like you're 25, right? And then there's the opposite end of it where I don't shave, and now all this gray starts coming in, and now I look like, I don't know, 55, 60. So I'm 44, by the way, if anyone doesn't know. So those are the numbers that we're working with here. But in any event, that is the reason why I have this beard, and it's staying on until the end of November, and then I will shave it again until next year. But I do have a link if anybody does want to donate to Movember. I have right now a link on my Facebook account, so you can go there and check it out. I don't remember what the exact link was. It was like Movember and then some crazy number. They should have made it really easy to remember. And that's a lesson for all you guys out there that are listening, all you entrepreneurs, on if you're going to start creating some URLs where you want to drive traffic, you want to do something that is easy to remember, that if somebody's listening to it, they can type it in. Okay. And I'll give you an example for that based on this new book that we're about to launch. So I will tell you that right now. $1 Million Dads is what it's called. So I was invited by Jamie Wolf, who does this, where she creates these series of books where she gets a group of entrepreneurs in all walks of life that are talented in different ways to come talk and tell their stories about how they've made their millions of dollars in addition to their life, right? So this book is all dads. So you have to be a guy who is a dad, has family, right? And you also have to have done well enough to be making millions of dollars. And the concept is around telling your story in your chapter about how you got started, how you deal with business, with your family, and kind of combine the whole thing with, cool lessons and some advice for when people are reading this, that they can see some of these mega successful people on how they got started and the story behind it. And what she does is each person does their own chapter. So the book launches November 19th. And the whole concept around this is that there's like a 2-hour window. I believe the window is from 1 to 3 o'clock on November 19th, where we want people to buy the ebook, and it's 99 cents. And the concept is around, if there are enough people buy it, that you can get into this quote unquote best selling author if the book sells enough copies within the 2-hour period, I guess, on Amazon. It's first time for me, so I'm learning all about this, just like I'm explaining to you. But so if any of you guys are listening to this, November 19th, between 1 to 3 o'clock Eastern, go buy the book for 99 cents, $1 Million Dads. Now, we talked about how it works with URLs. So what I did was I created a URL on my own, because the way that we're doing this is we have 7 authors that are part of the book. Okay. I'm one of them. I've actually asked a few of these guys if they wanted to just do a quick little recap on like a marketing secret that they have. So I have a little bit of a surprise that I'm going to be adding onto the show with a few of them have given their marketing secret of the decade that I'm going to play for you. So you can get to know some of the other authors prior to when the book launches so that you can get excited to read their chapters, just like you're going to be excited to read mine. So each guy is offering with the book a bonus, right? So the whole idea is that if there's 7 authors, each guy can give a bonus for when you're buying the book. So when you go out and you buy this book for 99 cents on Amazon, you're going to get all of this huge value from the 7 guys, the 7 authors in this book that are dads that have made millions of dollars, with them giving you something of value for free. You get a bonus for it for 99 cents to go buy this book, this ebook. So what I did was I created a URL that you all can remember, which is ericmdd.com, right? So my name's Eric. You can remember that. And $1 Million Dads, MDD. So what I did was I created a link that everybody can remember, ericmdd.com. And on that link is going to be where we're going to have the bonus that we're giving away, which I believe our bonus is we have this this free guide on the 9 mistakes people make when they're figuring out how to create a lead magnet. So we go into detail on all 9 of the mistakes. And it's like a guide ebook that you can print. It's a download. But what we've done is we've allowed them to come when you buy the book. You're going to get this bonus from me in addition to whatever else all the other authors are offering. And we also set up a 9-day email series where you get an email each day, kind of going into each mistake of what it is you shouldn't do, how you should go about building your lead magnets, what the right way to offer things. It's really good. I've been generating leads for a very long time, right? I've generated over 50 million leads, guys, and I've seen it all. So a lot of what I've learned on the good and bad on how to go out and create these exciting hooks where people are going to come in and buy something. Maybe you want to incentivize them with these lead magnets, but you do it in a way where you maintain quality, right? I see a lot of people make huge mistakes with this, and there's a great way to do it. It's okay to reward somebody for doing something, right? But it's what you're offering and how you offer it. And there's a lot of things that you should be avoiding, and it'll be in this guide. But so in any event, that is what's happening with me right now. So this is all about the $1 Million Dads book that's launching November 19th. Between the hours of 1 to 3 o'clock, we need you to buy it because that will put us on Amazon's radar for all of us to become best-selling authors. So I want to tell you a little bit about my experience with this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play a few of the authors who gave us their marketing secrets for you guys as a little treat in this little series of Eric is now an author, which is a joke, right? I'm not very good at writing. I could talk all day long. And what I liked about this process is what Jamie does is she finds a group of people that can add huge value, puts them together, and that's her business, right? And she knows all about the publishing of a book. And the way that it works is I was able to get onto a call with Jamie and her assistant, Lois, who's great. And we just start talking. They're asking me questions like an interview, and it's taped. And then what happens is it goes back into Jamie's world and they try to create a passage. And then that passage comes back to me for the chapter that based off of the conversation we had. And now I go through it and I edit it and I change it to where I feel like it's on par, which I did, but I'm not a great writer. So at that point I submitted it, and now that's it. Boom. It's going to be out in the market, however they took it from what the changes I made. And it's gonna be fun. And it's a chapter. I'm one chapter in the book of 7 other authors. There's some cool guys. Chris Baden, good friend of mine. He's in it. I'm pumped. He was an American Ninja Warrior at one point. So his story is pretty cool, and he's an entrepreneur. And then there's a bunch of other people that I'm meeting for the first time, which is cool, like Preston Anderson, Akbar Sheikh, Evans Putnam, Cody Laughlin, James Golden. And the cool thing is we all do different things. So you're going to get a lot of different perspectives of people like us, entrepreneurs who are dads, and our way on how we got to where we are, what we do, how we do it, some of the roadblocks that we had, some of the things that we had to overcome. And in my chapter, I go through kind of just like how I got started. I kind of talk through my journey to having that entrepreneurial spirit, but finding my way. Right. We all have to find our way at some point in time. Everybody wants like, boom, it to happen like that, but it doesn't. And that's just part of the journey. And for me, it took me some time to get to that place. And it was a good ride. And I think back and it's fun and exciting. There was a bunch of ways on how I got my business kickstarted that I think if you listen and read, there's some things in there that will help you with ways that I was able to create cash flow, ways that I was able to become independently financially paying my bills, like getting used to not getting a salary anymore. And I went through a process of that to the point where it's like also not only the actual part of making it happen, but the mental mindset of believing you can do it. Right. And, it's like this, if you do it and it starts out and it's going great, you have great confidence. If you start and it's not going so great, and now like you have these financial pressures, you lose confidence. And then it's like, it's harder to get back. Right. And, obviously one thing that I made it obviously. Right. But one thing that I learned early on is never to make decisions when you're emotional. You don't want to do something that you may not have done if you were in a different situation at the core of who you are and on the decision making. And what I mean by that is like when people are stressed out about finances, you might do things that you normally wouldn't do. Right. And if I told you, okay, time out, let me give you a bag of money, and I told you were good for 6 months, you don't have to worry about money whatsoever. Would you still make that same decision? And if the answer is yes, great. Then you're in the right place. But if the answer is like, I don't know, maybe not. Well, then I think you need to take a step back, take a time out, sit on it, go to bed that night, wake up the next morning and see if maybe you're going to make a different decision on what you're going to do next. Because at the end of the day, guys, it's all about your mindset. It's all about your confidence in yourself. And hopefully you have a good support system, whether it's a wife or a family. For me, I have my wife, Allie. I have my family supportive. When I started my business, it was 2008. Okay. I was married. I had Ashley, my daughter, who was turning 3. We were pregnant with Zach, who then I started my business in January of 2008. And Zach was born in July of 2008. So because Zach was born, we lived in a townhouse. I had to go buy a house that was bigger. So at that time, okay, I'm now an entrepreneur, right? I'm self-employed, and anybody that buys a house and you want to get a mortgage, the bank needs to ask for your employer. They want to know that you're able to pay the bills. They extend you credit. A mortgage is credit essentially, right? So if you buy a house, I think at the time our first house we bought was like $700,000 and change, right? So you got to put your down payment down, whatever that is. Let's say 20%. So that's what, $140,000. So then, I'm sitting and looking for a mortgage for like, what is that? 560 grand. And the bank looks at it and says, well, okay, we give you this $560,000, but what's the collateral? Are you good? Do you have good credit? Can you pay? Do you have a job? Right. So now I'm starting a new business with not a ton of history there. And yeah, it was a crazy time. Right. And so now thankfully I did get that mortgage and I got that house. But what was crazy was during that whole period of time was me trying to start a business. I have a 3-year-old and a soon to be 1-year-old now that I have to worry about. It's a completely different game when you start a business and you're a dad versus if you want to start a business and you're single, or maybe you're married but you don't have kids, right? Starting a business when you're a dad, you got mouths to feed. It's not like you have timeouts. It's the most amazing experience, and I recommend everybody do it. It's like one of the most special things and the craziest things, and miracle how you're able to like create these little things that are you, right? But it's tough, right? It's hard on the parents. You don't sleep. You feed the child, certainly the newborn, every 3 hours, and when you have two, right, it's man-to-man defense at that point, because both kids need to have a parent to do things for, and at the same time trying to start a business. And it was a pretty crazy time. And I think back to it now, and it's it's fun. It was fun. I made it, and it was cool. The story's inside the book. You guys can read it when it comes out November 19th, between 1 and 3 o'clock Eastern. Buy that ebook and you will get all the bonuses on Amazon, or you can go to ericmdd.com. Okay. Little plug there. But yeah. So, and I would say that the other thing I'm getting out of this, and I want to see how it all unfolds, because we're all supposed to promote it at the same time. And the concept is you want to get everybody buying at the same time. So all 7 authors should be pushing this. So you guys will probably see it on the internet, flowing around somewhere, all around $1 Million Dads. And it'll come from me or from some of the other people that are going to promote it. And they're all going to want to promote it during the times that we want it to be purchased, right? It's 99 cents. There's 7 authors in there that are dads that have made millions of dollars. I can guarantee you'll get your money's worth from somebody, whether it's me or somebody else. But there's a ton of value in there, like just like gold after gold after gold. And these are the good people. Like I'm forever going to have a bond with these guys who I just met, right? Other than Chris, who I've known, everybody else I didn't know. And now I'm a co-author with them, which is kind of cool. I think if my English teacher heard about that, or some other teachers, they would have a good laugh. But it's kind of gotten me thinking around if I should write other books around some of the things that I know about, right? That I think can help people, certainly can help entrepreneurs based on ways that I know how to make money, right? We talk about, like, when you go to school, it's like there's these report cards based on social studies and science and math and art, right? Like, what if you're not good at that? Well, as an entrepreneur, and a lot of people get this, and it tends to be a lot of entrepreneurs who are just good at certain things. They just weren't good at school, right? Well, I'm good at other things that I'm able to now hustle, be opportunistic, and be able to make money. I strongly feel like I can make money no matter what, anywhere. I just have to sit down, focus, think, and then I can make money. There's that much opportunity in this world, based on all the things that I've done in the lead generation, in the direct response marketing world, in affiliate marketing. There's always a way to make money. There's no recession, and I love it. I'm thankful for it, and it's kind of cool, right? So maybe I create one of those books. I was thinking about it. Like, I'm building SurveyDetective. I have this whole concept of I'm working with my buddy James Friel, and as I'm going through and trying to gather my thoughts on the process of how to go about it, he came up with this cool thing that we're going to use called the perfect survey method. And that's we're going to coin that, right? As like, this is the perfect survey method for you to use my system and answer some questions, go through the process, and it'll spit out for you this unbelievable survey that's going to generate so many leads for you, and you're going to love it. And it's going to come from SurveyDetective. So that's all kind of cool stuff that's got going on. And, I could write a ton of stuff around that process, around all the things, the frameworks for how you use surveys to generate leads. And I think the concept could be around, I can write this book that people can use when you're using SurveyDetective. And that's just taking a chapter out of Russell Brunson's strategy. I mean, what he's done is genius. He's got his 3 books, and his 3 books are all around using ClickFunnels. It's amazing. And I've always wanted to do it, but you have to have a lot of things in place before you write books. I see a lot of people that want to write a book right away. I don't think that's the move. I think you need to get going, get your business going, and then you can write a book later. right? But if you're going to write a book right away, I mean, how long does it take to write a book? I mean, I don't know. I haven't done it, but I can tell you, like, it's going to take a lot of man hours for me. But what's cool about it is you're able to do it in a way where you can tell your story, right? So for me, I can tell my story. I can talk about how you use surveys to generate leads and how I tried to take what I know and implement it into the platform that I'm building within SurveyDetective. And then my vision would be that someone's using my book while they're using SurveyDetective. I put awesome things in the book that you can use, these cool tips, these secrets that I have, and that it shows you how to go out to the world, cast a big web, generate some leads, nurture those leads, convert those leads into new customers, and then put it on autopilot. And you're having that go day in and day out, every day, like a machine. It's amazing. So yeah, like that's cool. I'm thinking about doing that. I got a lot on my plate. I'm launching a new YouTube channel that's going to start. So right now, what we do, I have a YouTube channel today on most of the contents from these podcasts. So we videotape, right? The podcasts go on for audio, but from video, we take this video and we upload it into YouTube on our channel. The channel is called Performance Marketer, right? Eric Beer. So the thing is what I've learned about YouTube is their algorithms and how it works. You need to be very specific around certain topics and then focus just on those topics. So you have all kinds of videos all around that one topic. So what I'm going to be doing is launching a different YouTube channel under my name where we're able to control the content around specific things with lead generation and using surveys so that we can start to get more and more content out into the marketplace that people can find. And then what hopefully happens is as we start to put this awesome content out and people find it, now YouTube starts to recommend it to other people on YouTube. And that's how you get the growth, right? With Performance Marketer, with the combination of this podcast, I talk about lead gen, I talk about surveys, I talk about all kinds of stuff, but there's other things on here also. Like when I'm interviewing people, it's whatever they're doing. Like the theme is all around it's performance marketing, right? It's all around getting results. But getting results can mean a lot of different things. You could get results being an entrepreneur with looking at it financially. You could also get results by if you want to lose weight or if you want to be able to ask a girl out. I mean, there's plenty of ways you can do it, but it's all around performance marketing. It's all around you getting a result, and the content kind of jumps all over the place. So it's harder to get YouTube to pick it up because the way YouTube looks at it from now is they're confused, right? They look at it and it's all a machine, but that's the concept around how you get things to go viral is you focus on one niche and you just continue to just go down that path of that niche. And over time, hopefully happens is like a few videos get picked up, maybe one goes viral, and then YouTube starts to see like you're an authority in that niche, right? Using surveys to generate leads. That's not really what people do today, right? When you hear about surveys, you hear about research, you hear about feedback, customer satisfaction. We can do all that, okay? But I'm showing people how to use surveys to generate leads, the proven tactics on how to do that. We are going to be the only platform in the world that focuses primarily on generating leads, getting results for somebody's business. And it's awesome. We've been doing it for years. Now I'm showing you guys how to do it. And the people that are with me are going to have some fun. But so in any event, that's what's going on with me. So today I'm back. I wanted to catch up a little bit because I missed my last episode slot. But so that's it. That's what I got going on. And now I'm going to be giving you the treat that I promised. I've got a few passages of some of the authors and the publisher. Jamie did it as well. She's not a dad, but she is the one who's orchestrating this whole thing. And she gave us a little passage talking about how she goes about putting these things together, these $1 million stories. So anybody that may be interested in becoming a co-author, maybe reach out to Jamie once you hear a passage. But that's cool. We also, I know Evan did something, Preston did something. I have to go look and see who else did it. I'm not sure. But ultimately, yeah, I asked them to just come on and talk a little bit about themselves and give us their number one marketing secret in the last decade. So you're going to hear it straight from some of the co-authors from Million Dollar Dads. And don't forget, on Thursday, November 19th, between 1 and 3 o'clock, go buy the Million Dollar Dads book. It's 99 cents. It's less than a coffee. You can do it. And I promise you, you'll get value out of it, in addition to all the other bonuses. And my link is ericmdd.com. So it's going to be on Amazon. That's where we want you to buy the book. So you can go to Amazon and buy the book. If you don't go to my link, you can go to Amazon and search for Million Dollar Dads. My name's going to be on there as a co-author. So cool. The start of hopefully many more to come. But that's it, guys, from me today. I'm going to now hand this off to some of the co-authors and some of the passages with the marketing secrets. So enjoy it and have some fun. All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey friends, Chris Baden here, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Sales Ascenders. When the world is in trouble, yeah, it's a good idea to call the Avengers, but when your sales are in trouble, it's a better idea to call the Ascenders, and that's us. And today we get to chat about the biggest marketing secret I've learned in the last decade. This answer is extremely easy for me, and it's one I'm really confident most people will not expect. The answer is prospecting. Chris, really? Prospecting is your big marketing secret over the last decade, correct? 100% yes. And it's for a very specific reason. It's where all the connection, all the engagement, all the honesty and copy lives. Some people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for great, really talented copywriters. My argument is the best copywriters ever are the ones that actually pay you for your products and services. It's your customers. Think about it. Who is your business for? Your customers. Whether you know it or not, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you are committing to serving a particular market, a particular group of people. When that is done with awareness, with love, and mastery, those are the businesses that are usually the most profitable. That said, if your business thrives from serving your customers, then isn't it your customers that would have all the answers? Prospecting is the skill, language, and activity of creating new connection. It's new connection with new people, and it's also new and deeper connection with current customers. Prospecting is the work done in the trenches that brings the clarity to lead your ship with undeniable and completely contagious conviction and energy. Prospecting is a principle. Heck, I teach my 2- and 4-year-old as they're going door to door with their very own keychain business. Prospecting is the key skill that allowed me in the last 5 years to be a part of owning and building 3 different companies in 3 different industries to do at least $1 million or more per year. Because I understand how to start a conversation and approach anybody in any market and then quickly be able to identify who's who in the market, I get to understand how to start creating transaction and creating deals. And I understand every different person in the equation and how they all benefit. Prospecting built the confidence in me to help other business owners like Marley, who owns a video agency, go from over 6 figures in debt without a sale in over 3 months to writing $75,000 in business in just a week and a half after talking to myself and business partners Sean and Melissa Malone. And 2 months later, as Marley continued to work with us, be able to consistently generate over 6 figures per month in revenue in her agency. Recently, I got the honor to be featured in a brand new book called Million Dollar Dads. I got to share more of my story and how prospecting eventually morphed into what I like to call now as purpose-driven prospecting. Purpose-driven prospecting is a blend of a system and art of really staying focused on the prospect, on the customer. It's not about our features and benefits, right? But it's also not about our why and why we're passionate. That's still focused on what? Us. or the product. It's not the answer. The answer is we're here to serve. Literally, we need to listen. It is about the prospect. It is about the customer. It is about effectively solving the problem the way we would want someone to solve the problem for us. Purpose-driven prospecting is the missing piece that will bring more clarity, focus, and energy to not only your business, but also your life.
Hey, I'm Evans Putman, creator of the Infinite Impact Method and founder of Infinite Impact Coaching and Consulting, where I help change-making entrepreneurs create profitable, scalable dream client businesses. I'm also the host of Infinite Impact Radio podcast. And the biggest secret I've learned over the past 10 years when it comes to marketing and sales and entrepreneurship is what I like to call the simplify to scale strategy. The simplify to scale strategy. Now, one of the biggest killers of entrepreneurs and businesses is complexity. And I learned this myself in our business, where we had so many moving parts, so many offers, so many funnels. We were serving way too big of an audience that we could not create consistent revenue. Even when we had an audience through our podcast coming in, traffic of over 4.5 million listeners, we still struggled to create consistent revenue. And it was because of complexity. So by necessity, when we were about to shut that business down, we made one switch that quickly propelled us to $500,000 in revenue without paid ads. And then from there took us on to 7 figures and gave us a scalable, sellable business, which we later did sell.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is James Golden, founder and CEO of Pavement Management Group. At PMG, we're in the business to government space where we provide a data-driven solution to our infrastructure roadway issues. So data-driven decisions today, better roadways tomorrow. One of my biggest marketing secrets, if you will, that I kind of stumbled across over the last several years, probably really isn't much of a secret at all, but it surrounds that topic of being the attractive character. In the engineering space, business to government space, as you can imagine, it's a little on the stuffy side. There's so many people and agencies out there, engineering firms and professional services firms, that don't really leverage social media the proper way through the proper channels. And for me, being the attractive character kind of all got started by just putting myself out there, learning a lot on Facebook. I'm a public individual. And I wanted to be able to transcend that into the LinkedIn platform, where I could start building my network, connecting with like-minded individuals, number one. Number two, reaching out and identifying who my qualified decision maker was and making sure I was connecting with them, engaging with their content, letting them know that I value what they're up to and what they're doing, things along those lines. And then slowly but surely develop that relationship to be known, trusted, and liked, throughout my platform. So LinkedIn became my pillar of content. And as I just mentioned previously, in the pavement management space, we're out here identifying a wide variety of roadway distress issues. We're leveraging artificial intelligence to do this a little bit better, by the way. But the bottom line is we want to be able to give public works directors, city engineers, municipalities better information to make better decisions. And I wanted to start getting that information out there from a more forward-facing position. So become the attractive character, I just started launching a wide variety of videos, geared towards my LinkedIn network, if you will, taking a look at different things that are happening, offering solutions, better treatments, and then kind of just putting that online. The great story behind all this, when I kind of put 2 and 2 together, was about 2 years ago when I attended a national conference. And, just like anybody else, I'm up in the morning, I'm heading down to grab my coffee. In the elevator, I've got my badge with my lanyard around my neck that's got my name, and the door's open, and I walk in, and some guy reads my badge, scans me up and down, and says, "James, hey man, I know you. I've been watching your videos online. Thanks for doing what you do." That was the light bulb moment to kind of continue going all in on that effort. And I know for a lot of us as entrepreneurs, not everybody likes to be in front of the camera. Not everybody likes to be so social. So the point is, to be the attractive character doesn't mean you have to actually be doing that. You can absolutely leverage a digital agency. There's a wide variety of different ways to do this through your brand. I'm actually working from this point moving forward of going from, James Golden being the attractive character, working now to leveraging PMG, my company, to be the attractive character. All about being a great resource, providing value-based content, and always being in front of your ideal qualified decision maker so that when they've got a question or when they've got, pavement management, in this case, on their mind, they're coming to me. That's how I've been able to leverage all this over the last few years and, watch my revenues grow 35% year over year for the last 3 years. And with this artificial intelligence bringing on board, finally be in a position to scale. So I hope this helps a lot of you out there. That's my story. Again, James Golden, Pavement Management Group. Thanks for the opportunity.
Hey, this is Preston Anderson from Anderson.tax. I've worked with over 1,000 companies doing taxes and accounting, but over the past 2 years, I have helped hundreds of companies find ways to save $20, $30, even $200,000 in taxes per year. My biggest marketing secret that I've learned over the past decade is the best advice I have ever received is to be aggressively you. As a CPA, I'm not naturally a marketer. Was not something that came natural to me, and I had to learn a lot of tactics and a lot of things. But when I first started getting into marketing, well, first off, it took me 3 years owning a business to realize I was in marketing. But once I realized I was in marketing, I tried a lot of other people's tactics, and I tried a lot of other people's shoes on, and I tried to be like them. And I met somebody, and his advice to me was just be aggressively you. And it has served me so well. I heard that at a time where I was kind of floundering in my business. I had just sold my previous business, and I was trying to start up this new business, and it was all about marketing. And the very first time I really kind of put those shoes on, being aggressively me, because previously I was trying to use other people's tactics, and I was looking like everyone else. And I responded to a post in such a way that people could do nothing but react to it because it was so off the wall. Somebody asked, how much taxes are you going to pay on $50,000 of income? And my response was, well, I saw other people say, oh, I'm a tax planner. I do this, I do that. I can help you save money. My response was, yeah, I'm a CPA. I made $350,000 last year. And on that $350,000, I paid $7,000 in tax. And over the next week from that one post, I received probably 300 to 500 inquiries. And what has really helped me over the past 2 years is not trying to put myself in other people's shoes or walk other people's way of marketing, but instead to be as me as I possibly can be. I do Facebook Lives, and in those Facebook Lives, I am me. I wear the clothes that I wear. I don't try to dress up in a way that is not me. And by being aggressively me, the best thing about it is it attracts those people that are like me, the people that are going to work with me the best. So the absolute best piece of advice, once again, be aggressively me. So that's what I've learned, and that's how it has served me. And I would advise that anybody going into whatever business you are going into, yes, you've got to put in the work. You've got to learn techniques. You've got to learn all of the things. But at the end of the day, don't allow the technique to overtake you. So that's it. That's what I got, my man. Thank you.
I'm Jamie Wolf. I'm CEO and founder of $1 Million Story Agency. In the last year, I've helped almost 40 entrepreneurs become published best-selling authors. And the cool thing is they didn't even have to write. So if writing is not your thing, or if time is a premium for you, I'm here to help you. The biggest marketing secret that I have learned is that by becoming a published best-selling author, you accomplish a few things quickly and easily. First of all, you rise above the noise easily, increasing your influence, your credibility, your authority, your status, because compared to a lineup, you're the one that's the published best-selling author. Next, if people are spending money anyway to get eyeballs on them or their product or service, for example, you're spending 10 grand a month or more on Facebook ads to attract new prospects and clients, and let people know who you are and increase brand awareness. Having a published best-selling book does the same thing effectively, efficiently, at a much lower price point. So if you're paying anyway to attract attention and to build your brand, you might as well pay to become a published best-selling author. Next thing is it's a fantastic way if you're trying to get on somebody's podcast or be a speaker on a live stage or at a virtual event or participate in a virtual summit. All you have to do is hand them a copy of your book, whether that's an ebook, a print book, or an audio book, and we produce all three versions of books. It's a great introduction. You know, you've heard the saying, a book is like a business card, and it really does work. It's a great opener for a conversation. And, you know, if you are having trouble standing out in a crowd, if you are feeling any discomfort at all in selling your product or service, it's an easy transition to say, hey, why don't you read my book? And within your book, to make sure you've done it strategically, if you've got links to your offers, it's a great way to bring people into the beginning of your value ladder. I actually got started in the book world because I worked with entrepreneurs in the tech space. So entrepreneurs that were building tech companies that were scalable, and I helped them partner and pitch to angel investors and venture capital investors. And I found myself being asked the same questions over and over and answering the same questions. And so I put them all into a book. And that was my first foray into the world of books. And what I discovered is that it really made people trust me more quickly. It raised their respect factor simply by my being a published author. And when you add that banner of bestseller, you do stand out in a crowd. And the lovely part of, you know, most people have their own books, but when you do a collaborative effort or a cooperation, the power in participating in a collaborative effort or an anthology project is that your influence is raised simply by being a co-author with other major influencers. And when you launch the book, your reach instantly extends to the audiences of all of your co-authors. So without any extra work or effort or cost on your part, you have multiplied your audience reach several times over. It's an incredibly powerful and effective tool. So thank you for listening. Jamie Wolf, $1 Million Story Agency. I know you have a story to share, and I can't wait to help you tell it.